Austin, Texas. Where you guys are supposed to cheer. I'm Arnie B, here as your host on 615, Austin Thought, and the lovely Hot Tamale.
Woo! What's happening, Kick Butt? Oh my God, Ernie B got all the names right.
Yes!
He didn't call him Lawson Tamale or Hot and Thought, whatever. You know, and that's what happens when you have a lack of caffeine.
Hot in Cleveland now.
Ugh. Okay, you're about to witness the best, the baddest open mic in the ATX, spoken and heard live every Sunday night at Kick Butt Coffee, Music, and Booze. I said that with breath. Yes. And this is not your ordinary coffee bar. We do have a fully stocked bar, which is really cool, especially if you want to get a little bit buzzed. And I will forgive you for that because we have mimosas, Bloody Marys, and the Belgian Spring Blonde. I'm glad I have that. It's almost like a cue card. They are all $3. It is amazing and they are delicious. And with the Bloody Mary, instead of Tabasco, you get sriracha. It's yummos. And if you want to know what I'm talking about, go over to Alex. Give her several dead presidents and a tip. That makes her smile. And she will
Just not several, just a few dead presidents.
Well, a couple of dead
That makes it
presidents.
sound expensive.
A couple of dead
Oh, there you go.
presidents. Okay. Well, it depends on if they have them all as ones.
There was a movie called Dead Presidents.
Or quarters. Anyway. All right, so if you want to come up on stage and sing and dance and mime, mum and chants, whatever you want to do, I've always wanted to know exactly what mum and chants is. No.
Isn't that what Michael Jackson says? Or does he say Microsoft?
No. It's Mama Say, Mama Sound, Mama Microsoft. Okay, come over to...
Gonna sing the song of Microsoft or something?
Okay, anyway. Go over to Owen 615, the one wearing the amazing dot matrix shirt.
That's 8-bit. That's an 8-bit shirt.
That's an 8-bit shirt.
And 8-bit video shirt.
Lawson Thought wearing what is left of Mr. Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. And me, Hot Tamale, who is wearing a Route 66 shirt because, damn it, I've been there.
Because you're with it.
Okay. So, to start off the night, we're going to get the craziest, sexiest, most amazingest Australian up here. To kick it off, we have Tom O'Joy, Bogdan, and anybody else.
Hi, guys. There's a lot of you here tonight. All right, I'm very happy to see you people. And tonight, my best friend Jack Corcoran is the producer, so he'll be holding you all captive for about half an hour, give or take, whatever. And I just learned this song about 5 minutes ago. Children go, where we show how the sky turned white and everybody froze out we go. With our hair dryers aimed heaven words and 50-foot extension cords, you really have a way with words the truth won't save you now. The sky is falling down. Watch the vultures. We all know there's no hell and no Hiroshima. Chernobyl was a cover-up. do so. We all know there's no Hitler and no Holocaust, no winter and no Santa Claus, and yes, Virginia, all because the truth won't save you now. The sky is falling down. Everything they ever told us shakes our faith and breaks their promise, but you can stop the truth from leaking if you never stop believing.
All right, give it up for Madeline. Okay,
As long as the path he walked was within the confines of the garden, then true north was always his direction. Shining light bounced off his white robes, feeding the flowers like medicine. Well, he was a late arrival to early bloomers, but he settled in. He said, "It's not what you know now, but what you know now that you are not that makes us what we will become," and so I told him. You are not the father, only the son. The horse not the rider, not the product but the buyer. So buy seeds with money saved in tin cans to save on mason jars, and it will become clear. Great wisdom unshared is the seed to a beautiful flower unplanted. So in his wood floor apartment, at the edge of the window base, he planted a flower in a clear vase, and as a reminder that the woman he'll love all his life, though not by his side now, was still there by fate, just waiting for the right time, the right light, and the right direction. He said, as long as the light reflects in the black of my eyes while I stare at the streets and their passerbys, I can ride like a surfboard in the wave of temptation and still see to it not to crash into the tides. Because if there's anyone exempt from corruption and free from the baggage it brings, then I am the grocer at the end of the aisle. Appreciative of the things that I have in life and thankful enough to smile, but that clear face only made its way to the edge of the window base as a display case. He gave the flower a name but forgot it. It got lost in the layers of names he gave for each petal. He watched them fall one by one into the surface, and as he watered the roots, he never refilled the kettle. Well, depending on the day, she would fall in different places, shriveling up on the ground until their core was taken. I never saw where they land, but I knew where they would take him farther than the distance between the summer and the winter. One step from the fall and one toxin from the cancer. Well, he knew all he needed was one flower to make the whole place come together, but he settled for many petals instead. Their dying colors looked like brick walls built up around the saviors, or wood panels with water damage that came down with the nails. He cut air holes the size of watermelons inside the belly of the beast where he lay, thinking he could walk the same path and still breathe clean air. So I took the mason jars and the petals, and I built an hourglass to see if he'd be done by the time they hit the bottom, to see if the never-ending array of beautiful colors could ever satisfy him. And instead of shining light in his flowers, he shined it on the sundial, pointed false south to try and make his own fate, to try and take the extent of his wisdom and try to extend the time he'd make mistakes, thinking that when his light ran out, he'd start making what he knew were the right decisions. He stopped taking the beauty to make it into self-betterment. Instead, he made himself better in manipulation, planting flowers in tainted soil and windward waters, to see into the roots that laid inside his flower, and like a child born out of deceiving, her name no longer had a meaning. But as she fell apart, she wore her lungs on her sleeves and breathed thick air with clouds shaped like all her broken dreams. She took morphine shots to try and hide the grass that had made in her life. X-axis for all the time that she spent in the rain. Perpendicular to all the times that she changed, but when the garden was done, she remained displayed in that vase. I had to veer my eyes away from her to keep my heart in the right place. So the wind finally stood still. I begged for one last chance to grow. I approached the foggy crystal and I told her what I know. You are the canvas, not the paint. A thorn amongst the horde of razor blades and a canister of gasoline amongst the flames that I tried to consume and save. I saw my solidarity as a wholesome defeat that I could control with each paint stroke. And the holes at the corners of the canvas left in my heart turned into my coruscated victory. So I planted a flower in the tainted soil of a shattered ceramic pot as a reminder that she never lost her beauty, despite the bee stings and the scoffers. But I can still see into her roots to this day. She wears them as garments on her skin. And with every twist and turn and all fragile connections, she detours through scenic routes and takes all the right directions. Well, there's water inside our body and seeds placed gently inside of our souls. A gardener lays in all of us, and that's who's left to let us grow. Thank you.
And vertically challenged. Give it up for Chad! New voice! Alright, so honestly, I think comparison about who's more badass. Pay attention to the moon, pay attention to the tide, the seasons, the weather, the best time to plant. Explore all the definitions of fertile, and ask questions, because informed consent isn't a concept. She writes protocols on that shit. 8. Count the blessings in detail. Laugh abundantly, smack lips humbly, knock boots vigorously. It is not possible to separate soul from sensuality, so don't try. 9. Eat lots of pan dulce, coffee, wine, cookies, pastries, chocolate, indulge and enjoy, and make love like it's the closest you'll ever be to God. Believe that everything that comes out of you is holy. Bodily fluids can be gross and holy at the same time. 10. Be okay if she has to shower 3 times in one day, whether it's cleaning amniotic fluid out of her hair or bathing herself of all of the her that she gave away today. Be considerate of how many things can happen in 24 hours. 11. Remember that she is sleep deprived 72% of the time, that you may have to repeat yourself, especially about things that don't matter as much as babies being born. 12. When you sleep, sleep hard. She'll meet you midday, evening siesta, 8 p.m. bedtime, 3 p.m. wake time, and when you can, make the bed.
In keeping with the tradition, quote unquote, of speaking your mind, approach myself, the amazing Ernie B, aka Say My Hair Ain't Luxurious, because you know it is, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Because his hair is luxurious. Give it up for Ernie B's hair, ladies and gentlemen, please. I'm saying,
You know, while we're on the subject, no, it has nothing to do with my hair. When Jack was up here earlier doing his feature, and he was saying, "What do you want to hear?" and everybody said, "Freebird," and he came in and said, "I want to hear some Skinner," or whatever. I was in a rock band playing a biker party, right, in a bar, and we didn't play the traditional classic rock, a little bit, but more harder rock, you know.
Yeah.
And so we were taking a break, and I went to the restroom, and as I came out, this big, tall biker comes out, and he goes, his name was Steve, he walks in, and he goes, "You're all playing Skinner?" And I'm like, "No." Please don't kill me. I was terrified. He was huge.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Ernie B one more time, please. And for those of you who don't know, if you don't forgive yourself, but Ernie B is officially a part of a band called Byfist, B-Y-F-I-S-T. Look it up on Facebook, click like, and thank me later. Ladies and